Okay, so you're trying to ship stuff overseas,
Uh-huh.
but those container shipping costs are, like, seriously scary, right?
Yeah, it can be a real headache for businesses.
Makes you want to just give up on the whole global thing.
I hear that.
But hold on, don't hit that panic button just yet.
Okay.
Today, we're going to go deep
Right.
and uncover some strategies to, like, seriously optimize your shipping game.
Love it.
Make those numbers work for you, not against you.
That's the goal.
And we've got some great insights to share, straight from the experts at XRT Logistics.
Oh, yeah, their article, 3 Proven Ways to Save Costs on International Container Shipping.
That's the one.
It's packed with practical advice, real-world examples.
We're talking companies slashing their cost by 25%.
Yeah, even boosting profit margins by up to 5%.
That's like serious money back in your pocket.
Exactly.
Money you can use to grow your business.
Invest, expand, you name it.
But before we get all excited about the savings,
Right.
we got to understand what's driving those costs in the first place.
Yeah, gotta know what you're dealing with.
It's not just about, like, how far your goods are traveling. Right?
No, it's way more complex than that.
So let's break it down.
Okay, first up, you've got fuel prices.
Oh, yeah, those are always all over the place.
Like a roller coaster ride, up one day, down the next.
Makes it tough to predict, huh?
It sure does. Adds a whole layer of uncertainty to the whole process.
Definitely keeps things interesting.
Interesting, yes, but not always in a good way.
Mm-hmm. True that.
And then you've got all those hidden costs.
Hidden costs. Like what?
Port fees, surcharges, all those little extras.
So it's not just about getting your goods on and off the ship.
Nope, there's a whole system in place.
Handling, security, all that jazz.
Exactly. And those costs can really add up.
Okay, so we're talking beyond the basic transportation costs.
Precisely. And then there's the cost of time.
Oh, yeah. Time is money, especially in shipping.
Absolutely. Delays, congestion at ports, it all leads to extra
That's
fees.
demurrage and detention, right?
You got it. Those
Right.
can really eat into your profits.
Yeah, those fees can stack up quickly.
So it's not just about getting things shipped, it's about getting them shipped on time.
Makes sense.
And of course, we can't forget about customs and tariffs.
Oof, yeah, the international paperwork can be a nightmare.
It's a whole other layer of complexity.
So many regulations, fees, it can be overwhelming.
And they vary from country to country, so you got to stay up to date.
Sounds like a lot to keep track of.
It definitely is. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down and give you the tools to navigate this stuff.
All right, that's reassuring.
So now that we've laid the groundwork, let's dive into that first strategy for saving big on international shipping.
Okay, hit me with it.
It's called freight consolidation.
Freight consolidation. Sounds kind of like a Tetris game trying to fit everything in perfectly.
Haha, you're not far off. It's all about maximizing that container space.
So instead of shipping like a bunch of half-empty containers,
Right.
you combine smaller shipments into one full container.
Exactly. Less empty space, less wasted money.
It makes sense to me.
But it's more than just space. It's efficiency, too.
Okay. How so?
Fewer shipments mean less fuel, lower labor costs.
And less time spent on all that logistics stuff.
You got it. And it's good for the environment, too. Lower carbon footprint.
So it's a win-win for your wallet and the planet.
Exactly. Sustainability is a big bonus these days.
Absolutely. So do you have any like real-world examples of how this works?
Sure, the article mentions a small electronics distributor.
Okay.
They embraced freight consolidation and managed to cut their shipping costs by a whopping 25%.
Wow, 25%. That's impressive.
And what did they do with those savings?
Good question.
They reinvested it back into the business, boosted growth and R&D.
So it's like a snowball effect.
Exactly. Optimize your shipping, free up resources, and watch your business thrive.
Freight consolidation, definitely something to consider.
For sure.
All right, on to strategy number 2.
Bring it on.
And this one, I gotta admit, kind of surprised me.
Oh.
It's all about choosing the right container.
The container. I thought a container was just a big metal box.
That's what I thought too. But apparently there's a whole science to it.
There is, and using the wrong type for your cargo can really cost you.
Interesting. So it's like choosing the right tool for the job.
Exactly. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb, right?
Uh-huh. Good point. So let's break it down. What are the main types of containers?
Well, you've got your standard dry container.
Okay, that's the most common one, right?
Yep. The workhorse of the industry. Cost-effective, versatile, handles most types of cargo.
So like your everyday stuff that doesn't need special treatment.
Exactly. Then you've got your specialized containers.
Like what?
Well, for temperature-sensitive goods, you've got refrigerated containers or reefers.
Reefers. Sounds kind of cool.
They are. They keep things like pharmaceuticals, food, anything perishable at just the right temperature.
Ah, so those are the fancy ones.
They are. They come with all these sophisticated temperature control systems.
It makes sense.
What
Then
else?
you've got flat rack containers.
What are those for? Oversized cargo, heavy machinery, stuff that wouldn't fit in a standard container.
So it's all about assessing your cargo needs
Right.
and choosing the most efficient container.
Exactly. Matching the container to the cargo.
What happens when companies get this wrong?
Well, the article gives a great example of a clothing manufacturer.
What do they do?
They were shipping non-perishable goods, but they were using refrigerated containers.
Wait, seriously, why would they do that?
It happens more often than you think.
Huh. Interesting.
Maybe they weren't aware of the different options, or maybe they were just being overly cautious.
So they were spending way more than they needed to.
Exactly.
Why?
Just by switching to standard dry containers, they saved 15%.
Wow, 15% just from choosing the right container.
That's money that could be going towards marketing, new product development, all sorts of growth opportunities.
Okay, definitely seeing the light now. Container choice? Check.
2 down, 1 to go.
What's next?
This one has to do with timing. In the world of international shipping, when you ship is just as important as what you ship.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me.
We're talking about leveraging off-peak shipping times.
Off-peak, so like avoiding those crazy holiday rushes.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell me more. What exactly are peak and off-peak times in shipping?
Well,
And why should I care? Like, how does it affect my bottom line?
good questions, I'll tell you. Peak seasons, you're talking about those times when everyone's scrambling to get their goods shipped.
Yeah, like the holiday season, everyone's buying gifts.
Exactly. Black Friday, Christmas, even Chinese New Year.
Everyone wants their stuff, like yesterday.
It's a frenzy. And when demand goes up, guess what happens?
Prices go up.
You got it. It's a simple supply and demand equation.
So not only are prices higher, but things probably get more crowded too, right?
Exactly. Ports get jammed, ships are waiting in line.
And delays, probably a lot more delays during peak season.
Oh, yeah. Delays are a nightmare.
Especially with those demurrage and detention fees ticking away.
It's like a parking meter, but for giant cargo ships.
And those fees can add up really fast.
They can wipe out your profits if you're not careful.
So how do we avoid all that? What's this off-peak strategy all about?
It's all about being strategic with your timing.
Okay, so instead of trying to ship everything during the busiest times,
Right.
we look for those windows when things are a bit calmer.
Exactly. Fewer ships, less congestion, faster turnaround times.
And hopefully lower prices too.
That's the idea. You can often secure much better rates during off-peak times.
So instead of fighting the crowds, we're like taking the scenic route.
You got it. Smooth sailing, less stress, and more money in your pocket.
Okay, I'm liking this off-peak strategy more and more.
It's a game changer for a lot of businesses.
Do you have any examples of companies who have actually done this?
Sure. The article mentions a home goods supplier.
Okay.
They were struggling with those peak season price hikes.
Yeah, it's tough to make a profit when shipping costs are through the roof.
So they decided to shift their shipments from the holiday rush to early spring.
Smart move. Everyone else is scrambling and they're just chilling, getting better rates.
Exactly. And it paid off big time. They saw a 20% reduction in shipping costs.
20%. That's huge.
It's amazing what a little bit of strategic planning can do.
It's not just about the money either, right?
Right.
Fewer delays, more predictable delivery times. That's got to be good for business overall.
It's a ripple effect. Happier customers, better reviews, stronger brand reputation.
It all starts with optimizing that shipping process.
It's the foundation of a successful global business.
This has been really eye-opening.
Glad to hear it.
So we've talked about saving money, but let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
Why is cutting shipping costs so important for businesses?
It's not just about saving a few bucks. It's about fueling growth.
I like that. Fueling growth.
Every dollar you save on shipping is a dollar you can reinvest in your business.
New products, marketing, expanding into new markets.
Exactly. And the impact can be significant.
How significant are we talking?
Studies have shown that companies that actively manage their shipping costs,
Yeah.
they can see their profit margins increase by up to 5%.
5%. That's not chump change.
It's a game changer. Imagine what you could do with a 5% boost to your bottom line.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
It's not just about saving, it's about investing in your future.
So it's not just about internal growth either, right?
Nope. There's another big benefit here.
What's that?
Lower shipping costs can give you a serious competitive edge.
How so?
Well, think about it. If your costs are lower, You can offer more competitive pricing, maybe even undercut your rivals.
That's a powerful advantage in today's market.
It is. Or you could invest those savings in offering free or discounted shipping to your customers.
Ah, free shipping, the holy grail of online shopping.
It's become a huge factor in purchasing decisions.
Everyone loves free shipping.
So by optimizing your shipping, you can offer those perks without sacrificing your profits.
Smart move. Attract new customers. Keep existing ones happy.
It's all about providing value and creating a positive customer experience.
Okay, this all makes a lot of sense, but I gotta ask. When I think about shipping, sustainability isn't usually the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's not exactly known for being the greenest industry.
So how does that fit into all of this?
Well, the industry is actually making some big strides towards sustainability.
Really? It's good to hear.
It's being driven by both consumer demand and a growing awareness within the industry itself.
So what kind of initiatives are we talking about?
Well, reducing carbon emissions is a major focus.
Makes sense. Those massive ships burn a lot of fuel.
They do, so there's a lot of research into alternative fuels like biofuels.
Biofuels. What are those?
They're derived from renewable sources like plants and algae.
So it's like powering those ships with plants.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And the ships themselves are being redesigned for energy efficiency.
So it's not just about the fuel, it's about the whole ship design.
Exactly. Optimized hull shapes, more efficient engines, all aimed at reducing fuel consumption.
So it's like streamlining the whole operation.
And ports are getting in on the action too.
Oh yeah, ports are a big part of the equation.
Many ports are investing in shore power infrastructure.
What's that?
It allows ships to plug into the electrical grid while docked so they don't have to run their engines.
So they're not just idling, spewing out fumes while they're waiting.
Exactly. It's a big step towards cleaner ports.
So it's a team effort, everyone in the supply chain working together.
That's right. And let's not forget about waste reduction and recycling.
Okay, yeah, there's got to be a lot of waste generated in shipping.
There is. But many companies are implementing stricter waste management protocols.
So less waste going to landfills, more stuff being reused or recycled.
Exactly. And packaging is a big part of it too.
Packaging. How so?
Well, using biodegradable or recyclable packaging materials can make a big difference.
So it's not just about how we ship, but also what we ship in.
You got it. It's about making sustainable choices throughout the entire process.
Okay, so it sounds like the shipping industry is getting serious about sustainability.
They are. And consumers have a role to play too,
How so?
by supporting companies that prioritize sustainable shipping practices.
So it's about voting with our wallets, choosing companies that align with our values.
Exactly. It sends a message to the whole industry that sustainability matters.
Right, I'm feeling a lot better about the future of shipping now.
Good. It's an industry in transition, but it's moving in the right direction.
This has been a really insightful conversation,
I've enjoyed it.
but we are running a bit short on time.
Ah, time flies when you're talking shipping.
It really does.
Ah,
But there's one more area I wanted to touch on,
okay, what's that?
the future of international shipping.
The future. Always an exciting topic.
So what trends and innovations are shaping the industry?
Well, one big trend is automation and digitalization.
Makes sense. Everything's going digital these days.
It's about streamlining processes, making things more efficient, less prone to errors.
So less paperwork, more robots.
Kind of. We're seeing more and more tasks being automated, from cargo handling to document processing.
And data analytics is playing a bigger role too, right?
Absolutely. By analyzing data, shipping companies can optimize routes, predict demand, make smarter decisions.
It's all about leveraging the power of information.
And then there's blockchain technology.
Blockchain, isn't that like a cryptocurrency thing?
It is, but it's also being used to revolutionize supply chains.
Interesting. How so?
Blockchain creates a secure, transparent ledger that everyone can access.
So it's like a digital record of every step in the shipping process.
Exactly. It tracks the movement of goods in real time, reducing paperwork, minimizing errors.
And increasing trust between all the parties involved.
That's the key. Transparency and accountability.
That's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
And we can't forget about the impact of e-commerce.
Oh yeah, online shopping is exploding.
It's putting a lot of pressure on the shipping industry to keep up.
Faster deliveries, more personalized options. Everyone wants their packages yesterday.
It's a whole new ballgame, and technology is evolving to meet those demands.
Drones, autonomous vehicles. It sounds like the future of shipping is going to be pretty wild.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds.
All right, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Let's recap some of the key takeaways from our deep dive.
Sounds good.
We started by exploring 3 proven strategies for cutting costs on international shipping:
Right?
freight consolidation, choosing the right container type, and leveraging off-peak shipping times.
Those are the big three.
And then we talked about why those cost savings are so crucial for businesses.
They can boost profit margins, give you a competitive edge, even make your customers happier.
And we can't forget about sustainability,
The shipping industry is making progress towards greener practices.
reducing emissions, minimizing waste. It's good to see them taking responsibility.
It's essential for the future of the planet.
And finally, we took a peek into the future.
Automation, digitalization, blockchain, e-commerce, it's all coming together.
It's an exciting time to be involved in international shipping.
It certainly is. Lots of challenges, but also lots of opportunities.
Now, before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
I love a good brain teaser.
We've talked a lot about how businesses can optimize their shipping practices.
Uh-huh.
But what about the role of governments and policymakers in all of this?
Interesting question.
What can they do to support a more efficient, sustainable, and resilient global shipping industry?
That's a big one. It really highlights the need for collaboration on a global scale.
Unfortunately, we're out of time for today.
Already.
We'll have to save that discussion for another episode.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with more deep dives soon.
And a huge thank you to our listeners for joining us on this adventure.
Thanks for listening.
We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
Until next time, keep those containers moving.
And keep exploring the world around you.
Yeah, it really makes you think about, like, the bigger picture, you know?
It does.
Like, we're focused on these specific strategies,
Right.
but there's this whole other level of complexity.
Oh, yeah, for sure. When you start thinking about, like, government regulations and international agreements and stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, the shipping industry doesn't just exist in a bubble.
Right.
It's all connected to these bigger systems, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like policy decisions about infrastructure, environmental rules, trade deals. All of that stuff has a massive impact on how goods move around the world.
It's like this giant puzzle
It is.
with all these interconnected pieces that you have to fit together.
Exactly.
And, for all the talk about automation and AI and all that,
Right.
there's one element that we haven't really touched on much,
What's that?
the human element.
Yes, the people who actually make it all happen.
It's easy to get caught up in the logistics and the technology,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's people who are driving those ships and unloading those containers.
Millions of people around the world working in ports, on ships, in warehouses.
It's a massive global workforce.
And those jobs are changing rapidly as technology advances.
Yeah. What skills do you need to succeed in shipping today?
It's not just about brute strength anymore.
Right.
You need tech skills, data analysis skills. You got to be adaptable.
So how do we make sure those workers are prepared for the future?
Education and training are key.
Investing in the workforce.
Exactly. We need to equip people with the skills they need to thrive in this new landscape.
And we can't forget about safety either.
Absolutely. Safety should always be a top priority.
Whether you're working on a ship or in a busy port, it can be a dangerous job.
It's important to have strong safety protocols and regulations in place.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yes.
I just want to say, I think there's something really amazing about global shipping.
I agree.
When you think about it, it's incredible.
What is?
All these goods moving around the world,
Yeah.
connecting people and cultures.
It's a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration.
It really is. Like, despite all our differences, we're all connected in this intricate web of trade and commerce.
It's a powerful reminder of our shared humanity.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
This has been a fantastic conversation.
I've learned so much.
Me too. It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you.
And of course, a huge thank you to our listeners for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in.
We hope you found this deep dive informative and inspiring.
And until next time, keep those containers moving.
And keep exploring the world around you.